This is Lockpod, Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast, Left of Center Podcast, Season 18, Episode 5. Coming to you live from the Nika IBW Power Indiana Lake County Studios.
I'm laughing, John sighing.
I don't know how we have a show after that. To
that
be
was.
honest.
I'm actually got to wipe some tears away.
We got to do
Tom
like,
made me laugh.
The show
hard.
before the show.
Pre-show.
It'd be the more X-rated version of Lockpod.
I don't know. It'd just be crazier.
Oh yeah, we'd all be divorced within minutes.
It would be problematic.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, we can't do that.
Tom, but
we can't do that. What are you talking about? I'm an angel, dude. I'm like, you guys are corrupting me. With your...
I get,
We're corrupting.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's the way it works.
It's true.
Tom's the angel over there in his scrubs.
That's right. I'm not wearing scrubs today. Thank you.
Rhino, you got the old Rhino jersey on.
Yeah,
nice,
man.
sporting that. That's like the
I haven't
89,
worn this in a couple
80.
seasons.
That's like I'm trying to think what.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great jersey.
I bought this a couple years ago. Actually, I won this. So
nice.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
We got a good show today. We got Straight Talk coming in the second segment, of course. Good topics in the first section, and then third section, we're going to do a deep dive into the race for Indianapolis mayor. So we have 3 candidates that are friends of the show running for mayor of Indianapolis. So I
maybe 3, at least 2.
I think we got 3.
That's
I've always felt.
That's
I've
what's
always
going to
felt
be
we have
interesting.
3. So we're going to talk about Mayor Joe and the future of Mayor Joe Hogsett. We all know Mayor Joe. He's a friend of the show. Been on Lockpod multiple times. Then we have Vop Basili. Vop is a friend of the show through his campaign manager, Zach Brown, who's definitely a friend of the show. He's my old campaign manager. Zach's running Vop's campaign. And then we have Andrea Hundley, who, although she's never been on Lockpod, she's definitely a friend of the show. Andrea and she was running for Indiana Senate the year I was running for U.S. Senate, and we struck up a friendship. And she's also running for mayor of Indy, and I'm straight up saying we're going to get all 3 of them on our show. I know we will.
I think so. So stay tuned to the third segment. We're going to talk about all 3. But yes,
not today though. We're not going to get them all on.
They won't be on today, but we're going to
set
talk
the
about
stage
it a little bit
today.
Yeah, and they are all good friends of ours. So this is going to be interesting.
One of those 3 is going to be the mayor of Indy for the next 4 years.
We've got 2 in for sure, and we're going to talk about what's going on with the third.
So yeah, it's a great segment. It's going to be fueled by a recent Indy Star article. So love Indy Star. I'm a subscriber, and so anyway, good show. Straight Talk coming in the second segment. So
let's talk a little bit about public meetings.
Yeah,
this is going to be. It sounds like a boring topic.
It
but
is.
Actually, this is kind of come around.
It is not a boring topic. It does sound like a boring topic, and the only reason we're bringing this up is because it's been, I've been mayor for a long time in Hammond, and I've seen public meetings start to deteriorate. I've noticed it at Mayor's Night Out, where people are screaming from the audience, and people are like standing up and trying to take the meeting over.
And I think it turned when people were able to put themselves on TV, and people were able to put themselves on their own Facebook page, and their posting and their organization.
In fact, we made a change in the Hammond Council because of that, and we made a change that we film from the back now, right?
Yeah, the council meeting is filmed from the back.
Right, John?
Correct.
We found that, so what was happening with some of our protesters in Hammond is we have such a great studio in City Hall.
Yeah, it really is.
It makes them look like superstars. They go up there and they're yelling at us, and they have a perfect shot of them while they're yelling at us, and then they take the clips from Go Hammond, and then they like try to make themselves star with our clips, and we're like, listen, it's not helping our meetings at all when we're like giving you the ability to like become an influencer on the Hammond's taxpayers' dime, right?
By causing disruption in a public meeting.
So we're like, hey, listen, if you want to address us, that's fine. You're not going to be a star, though. We're going to film the back of your head.
Yeah, there's no requirement to film it from an angle or a certain angle. It's required to film the meeting.
So we decided to film from the back, and the only reason I'm saying this is because in Hobart, they haven't reached this point yet. And in Hobart, Mayor Josh has a problem on his hand with protesters of a data center. All right. And first off, they're filming him from the front.
Very vocal.
And I think that Mayor Josh, I'm going to probably reach out to him and give him my advice on that. You're giving these people an opportunity to become stars, social media stars, and they're yelling at you and they're making your meetings. Their meeting, Kevin, planning commission meeting, went from like 7 to 11 p.m.
Yep. Oh, my God.
Dude, 4-hour planning commission meeting? And they had hundreds of people lined up to speak. And then so they have procedures. When you have that many people coming in to speak, you're like, hey, listen, we have rules.
Yeah, and I guess at the outset, I would say this, and I was going to actually look up some of the opinions on this, but in Indiana, public comment is not a right. It is a privilege, and it is a courtesy. So if and obviously most public meetings and most public boards and commissions and city councils and town councils provide for public comment, but it is not a requirement.
Wow.
So in Hobart, they're putting in an Amazon data center, and the mayor of Hobart's a friend of the show, friend of mine, friend of all of ours. Mayor Josh Huddleston, in my opinion, made a strong move for Hobart to right them financially, and they were wrong. They were in a bad spot when Josh took over, and he righted them financially.
One of the reasons Mayor Snedeker, good friend of yours from the past when he was mayor of Hobart for I think 3 terms, one of the reasons I think he retired.
Well, he also lost an appeal. The reason they were broke is because of the mall reassessment, but that's diving deep.
Yeah, I'm just saying their budget was hurting big time.
Big time. And Josh made a decision that righted their ship, and now Hobart is one of the wealthiest cities in Indiana, probably. They have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank.
And the data center opponents are saying, like, he made a deal with the devil and all this other,
So
crazy,
Josh,
crazy
the
talk.
mayor, fixes Hobart financially and is in serious jeopardy in 1 year of possibly losing his job. I hope that doesn't happen because I like Josh.
That's going to be a very interesting referendum on the data center. It would be very interesting because that's going to be the topic, right, of debate,
right?
You would think.
So in 1 year, Josh, obviously I'm supporting Josh Huddleston. He's
been on the show.
I'm supporting the council for what it's worth, but things got heated. So anyway, this week there was a planning commission meeting that basically is finalizing this agreement, and there's just acrimony. There's hundreds of people that are showing up to these meetings, and their goal is to blow the meeting up, basically. They know what's coming. They know that the planning commission is going to ultimately approve it. So basically, hundreds of these protesters go up, and they want to talk long time. So if you have hundreds of people talking for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, that's 300 minutes.
That's how you get to 11 p.m.
Right? If you let people go over 3 minutes, you could be there till 2 a.m. And that was the goal, basically. Let's stretch this thing out so that it doesn't happen. So things got heated this week at a public hearing in Hobart over the controversial proposed Amazon NIPSCO data center project. According to the Times, Hobart police removed 2 speakers from the meeting. One of them, a Maryville resident, was actually arrested. Maryville resident Pablo Payan. The controversy started when Payan refused to give his full name and address before speaking during public comment. So let's think about this. Hobart has a rule that says if you're speaking at the Hobart Planning Commission, Hobart City Council, you have to give your name and address.
And I think there's a valid reason for that. I think if I was on a board or a commission or a city council member, I'd like to know if I'm speaking to a resident or a non-resident.
And this guy didn't want to give it. Why? Because he lived in Maryville. So we have a Maryville resident, and this is annoying for me as the mayor of Hammond. When I have outsiders, like a resident from Highland likes to come to our meetings and
there's nothing preventing him from doing that. It's
Agreed.
An open meeting. He can come. He can talk if he wants.
But what if there's a Highland resident shows up to a Hammond meeting and speaks for minutes and minutes in front of dozens and dozens of Hammond residents that want to talk? I don't think that's right when you have somebody from out of town that's taking time blocking out your actual residents.
Well, especially if they're not following the rules, right? And I think, and again, the public body can make rules. They could say, hey, we're going to take residents first. We're going to have non-residents go after. But whatever. In this situation, a gentleman from Maryville showed up at a Hobart Planning Commission.
City officials said that he had to give his information. He had to give his name and address in order to address the public under these rules. And the defendant, Payan, kept talking anyway. So the police escorted him out of the building, all right? And then things escalated in the hallway. Video reportedly shows officers physically taking him down and arresting him on charges that include criminal trespass and disorderly conduct. Now critics are accusing the city of Hobart of trying to silence opposition to the massive data center project, while Hobart officials insist they were simply enforcing meeting rules and maintaining order. What do you think about this, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely puts elected officials and I think members of boards and commissions in a tough position because, in a way you could, and I'm not saying Mr. Payan, I'm not referring to Mr. Payan when I say this, but I think there are people out there that go to these meetings that hope they get arrested or want to make a public spectacle because they think that will help feed their message.
Right.
Like, oh, if I go and I create or just in the sense of like, you can then change the narrative to, hey, not only are they putting this data center out there or whatever the issue might be in your city or town, but now the police are being, aggressive and heavy-handed and they're arresting people.
Well, first off, to address what you just said, Payan is pictured in the newspaper right now getting dragged out of the meeting by a police officer. So
yeah, and I don't know if it's dragged. It just seems
okay,
like the
he's
police
being
officer's
escorted
asking to leave.
He's being escorted here, but out in the hallway is where he was basically taken down and arrested.
Sounds like, yeah.
Allegedly.
That's what the paper
I can't
says.
find video of that. Yeah. So
Really?
It must be just police video.
And then Kevin also said this situation is adding even more fuel to the already growing backlash over data centers across Northwest Indiana, where residents are increasingly fighting concerns about power usage, water demand, noise, and quality of life impacts. Now, instead of just debating the data center itself, people are debating free speech and police response too. Puts elected officials, board members, employees, and police in a precarious position. Arrest them and feed what they want, disorder, or let them go on and on, not follow the rules, and lose control of a public meeting that has no business,
Yeah, it has business to perform, right? Yeah, and so that's the dilemma, right? Okay, so I let you just say to the rules like F off. I'm not going to follow these rules. I don't have to give my name, address.
Right.
I'm going to go over the limit.
Right.
And then the chairman of the meeting says, "Sir, your 3 minutes is up," and I'm going to keep
like,
talking.
nope,
I'm going to keep talking.
I'm going to talk
talking.
louder now. I'm going to scream, right?
Yeah, I'm going to yell, and then you ask the police to come in. Please remove him, and then he starts it.
And then you're an asshole that
Yeah,
doesn't
then
believe in the First Amendment.
Exactly.
And you're squelching my right to free speech. It's like, come on, man. We have hundreds of people that want to talk.
Correct.
We have to have rules for this, right? You're not special. You have to go up there and follow the rules. If you want to be one of the people making a decision, you got to run for office. That's how it works. You don't get to do it from your living room.
And there's not. And by the way, there's a very long tradition and a good tradition of being able to speak at public meetings. I don't think anybody on any of these boards or commissions is saying like we're not going to let you speak. It's like, hey, here are the rules we have set up. Please come up, respect the rules. Speak, say your mind. Next person.
I've had people taken out of the meetings. Usually we don't arrest them.
No.
We take them out of the meeting and say, if you come back in, you're trespassing. That's the warning. And if they come back in, it's like, dude, now you're going to get arrested. But we haven't had to do that personally in Hammond, thankfully. I don't want to arrest people. We just want to run meetings orderly, right?
Correct. And you want to be able to have people hear what the meeting's about and listen to what's going on and have everybody have their piece.
I know in Indianapolis they had a situation where the city council had to drag somebody out of a meeting, and it was very touchy situation.
We reported it here on Lockpod. We had video of it.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah, and I think the city council ended up, kind of coming back and saying, maybe we did that. Maybe we didn't do that the right way. And that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying when it puts elected officials and board members in precarious situations because, once you turn it over to the police, it's kind of out of your hands and they have an obligation to do.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like if they're trespassing, the cops are going to do their job.
And I can tell you that most police are going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say, just leave. Mm-hmm. You've had you made your point. You can leave now.
Yep.
So
we'll
see what happens. It's going to continue, and we're going to, I'm sure, get more and more of these. But I think you're right, Tom, that it has kind of changed over time.
No doubt. I got Mayor's Night tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
So
here we go.
Like, it's a perfect example. Like I have people at Mayor's Night that's like they grab the microphone. They're like, Mayor, hold on. I have a little presentation I want to give. We're like, like it's not your night out. It's Mayor's Night Out. That is not part of the. And they're like, Mayor won't let me speak at Mayor's Night Out. It's like it's Mayor's Night Out. First off, this is something I do voluntarily. There's no rules. There's nothing in the state statute that says I have to do Mayor's Night Out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the Mayor's Night Out is not a public meeting. It's not under the open door law. It's basically just you're getting people together.
I don't know why you still do those, man.
Maybe Mr. Payan will show up.
No, because
We'll
it's
see.
to your point at the beginning of this conversation that things are getting so uncivilized out there.
But I gotta say,
even last night, like I was watching council, and it's just it's to the point where people get up and they're berating the board. And
the council last night.
In my opinion, it's getting to that point. And a lot of these these boards, you don't make much money. You're there to try and do your best and serve the community, and we just need to cool it down a little bit.
But I think criticism of your elected officials is again like an American tradition, and I think if it's done respectfully and in a good way, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, I know Kevin had a story about IU football that went to the White
House.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to do this real quick before we get to ads. And Corinne, this was just interesting to me.
After this story, we're going to have Corinne Straight with some straight talk.
The IU football team, the Hoosiers, the national champions, went to the White House, as is tradition for any championship team. Couple things. One, Fernando Mendoza was at first day of practice and the Raiders, and even Trump mentioned him and said, if he wasn't a fan of Trump, I wouldn't mention him, but he's such a good kid and a good guy. He wasn't able to be here because he's at practice. I want to mention him, Fernando Mendoza. He wasn't there. However, Curt Cignetti was, but President Trump apparently didn't know who he was. This is a little clip here.
Press conference in 2023, shortly after joining Indiana. Who's Curt? Curt Cignetti.
He's like right next to him. Wrong way.
Oh, come here. It's Curt Cignetti.
It's like,
awkward.
I don't know. That looks sort of like
he was reading his notes.
That
though.
was awkward. He didn't know who Curt was.
I don't know. It was weird. But, so IU visited without Fernando, but they all were there at the White House, which was a nice little event. Curt Cignetti gave the president actually made a pretty funny joke about the helmet and jersey he gave him with Trump's name on it. He said 2 years ago they were trying to give these away. Now you can get some money for them, which I thought was a little play on Trump saying anything with his name on it has money, is worth money. So, all right, let's do some ads. We're going to come back with Straight Talk with Corinne Straight. Then, of course, stick around for our third segment because after Corinne's done, we're going to come back and talk about the Indy Mayor's race.
We're going to do sort of a deep dive into the Indy Mayor's race. It's going to be a whopper. It's already developing, so stick with us. And I know we have a big audience from Indy, so I don't know. I'm sure you guys are interested in a couple region guys covering your mayor's race. But so yeah,
tell us what we don't know.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with our premier studio sponsor, Powering Indiana Lake County. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
219 Development and Bauer Construction, a longtime friend of the show and premier studio sponsor. This powerhouse duo represents two outstanding companies deeply invested in building and supporting our hometowns, 219 Development and Bauer Construction. 219 Development is focused on smart, responsible redevelopment across Northwest Indiana, and Bauer Construction is the boots-on-the-ground team that brings those visions to life. These aren't just builders, they're community partners. If you want to build something meaningful in the region or wherever your vision takes you, start with 219 Development and Bauer Construction. Reach them at 219-268-8484 or email Jack Farino at jrfarino@219dev.com.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com for tailored assistance. Don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 40-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
The Branding Room Floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. The Branding Room Floor is Northwest Indiana's best full-time, full-service marketing agency, providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Thank you to our sponsors.
And to our studio sponsor. That's your line.
Power in Indiana Lake County.
Thank you.
We got mixed up there.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Corinne.
Good morning, guys. How's
Welcome
it going?
back.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, how you doing?
Tuesday.
I was thinking we need some intro music, John. We got to think about that.
It's Corinne. Straight Talk with Corinne.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like it.
We,
I like it.
We can figure this out. I'll get on AI.
We'll get on it. Yeah, Eli.
It's got to be non-copywritten also. So,
Yeah, it's and the more nonsensical, the better for me. Honestly,
got it.
that usually fits my vibe. I usually walk around my house singing "Good Morning, Good Morning" from
the Beatles.
Singing in the Rain.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
The
morning.
Beatles had one of those too.
It's great to stay out late.
Yeah, you're right. Singing in the rain.
Because I don't talk to anybody all morning, and then I try to talk into a microphone, and it's like, so Gotta warm up the voice a bit.
By the way, I saw Singing in the Rain. That's a very depressing show.
You saw it in theater? Or?
Yeah, in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Marissa and I went to see Chicago this weekend. It was really cool.
That's a good
Chicago's
one.
so good.
I know.
That's another classic. Yeah.
Check it out. So I got, I call them the box seats. I was in one of those little side things with the loge.
Wow.
Kevin told me they were called the loge seats.
Are they? I don't know if they're called the loge or not.
Oh, I don't know. But we were sitting like on one of those
Nice.
little side boxes for the show. It's the first time we've
Yeah.
done that. It was really comfortable, actually. You could
That's
order drinks.
where you look down upon all the people.
Yeah, you're
Like President Lincoln?
I called them the Lincoln seats. This is the egg Lincoln seats, yeah.
And you try to figure out like somebody got the door for real? Or
Yeah,
what's
right.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like always looking behind me. So it's good to see you, Corinne. How's everything
Good to
going?
see you too.
What's
It's
going on today?
great. So I came across a clip yesterday that made me realize that there's Mother's Day and then there's MAGA Mother's Day.
Uh-oh.
These are two completely different holidays.
Nice.
Mother's Day, is flowers and brunch,
Yeah.
platitudes,
Yeah.
so
Marissa
on.
and I did that one.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. That's the one we did too. We actually had a lovely picnic and a beautiful hike, all of
Nice.
us together.
That's a
it was
perfect
great.
day.
Nice.
The grandkids, it was great.
So what's MAGA's Mother's Day?
MAGA Mother's Day is where you laugh at mothers complaining about the high cost of childcare, and you focus on the real heroes of Mother's Day, and those are the men who provide.
Of course they are.
What?
Yeah.
That did
This
not happen
clip-
at my Mother's Day.
Yeah. I was trying to get Marissa to focus on that. She was not
Because
focusing
you
on that.
celebrated Mother's Day.
Oh,
you did not
man.
celebrate MAGA Mother's
I didn't even know
Day.
there was
It's
a difference.
different flavor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
This clip, these two women who are at work, right? On camera, doing their job, talking mad shit about women going to college, women having careers. And they are creating this fantasy world in defiance of all available data that young women are seeing this horror show that college educated women and career women have been leaving. It's awful, right? They're seeing that and they're now choosing young marriage and young procreation. They're speaking as if this is a reality. And the women are talking about, oh, my children, I'm so happy to hear my children as they were growing up. They didn't talk about college. They talked about being a wife and a mother.
Do you want me to play this a little bit?
Sounds like Lindsay,
Or
I'm
no?
sure, was all
At least
like
just
that,
play,
right, Tom?
play the
Said
first
Lindsay.
little bit where she chuckles.
Okay. All right.
It's
And
like
I don't know
30 seconds.
I don't know if you can hear this, Corinne. If not, we'll figure
That's
that out.
okay.
But let me-
I've watched it a few times.
Let me play this.
It's like it's just the first 30 seconds of
Mother's
the
Day is a
intro.
great reminder of the important role that mothers play across America. From raising families to balancing careers and caregiving, mothers remain central to our nation's social and economic life. Experts say strong family support systems, affordable childcare, access to health care continue to be major issues for millions of American moms. Those wouldn't be what I would list as American moms' problems. But anyway, also many are honoring the sacrifices and daily contributions that moms make at home and also in the workforce. Let's bring in the founder
All
and
right. There you go.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she
so
did
that,
kind of chuckle at that. Like,
Yep. Childcare. Because you shouldn't need childcare. Get your ass at home. What are you doing?
Right.
You shouldn't need
Right.
childcare. Which again, coming from two women who were at work.
Right.
So it was a very interesting conversation that they had, and they really did talk about how men have been so damaged by the feminist movement. And they are strong and they want to be powerful and protect and provide. But feminism has ruined that. And they,
finally,
Talk
someone's
about
sticking
that.
up for me.
right?
Why am I not watching
It's
more
about-
Fox News?
Yeah,
Right.
In like a 5.5 minute interview above the chyron that says the importance of mothers. They don't talk about mothers. They don't talk about mothers. They don't talk about any of the actual struggles that women are having. They don't even seem to acknowledge that queer people or black people exist. Everybody is white and straight in this world. And they also don't acknowledge the reality of declining birth rates, declining rates of marriage.
Yeah. So what
declining
is the
rates of
reality,
birth.
right? You said like this was
Yeah.
this fantasy. What's the reality?
The reality is the birth rate has been declining for decades and decades and decades. And that is for several reasons. The biggest one is we don't need as many children anymore. We needed to have 100 years ago, 150 years ago, we needed to have really as many children as possible. They all were not going to live.
Right.
And we needed people to work the farm and work the factory and bring home money to the family. That was the reality. We don't need that anymore. So we're not having as many children. And then as we get closer to the turn of to the year 2000, there's obviously more contraception options. Women are becoming more educated. Women get more college degrees than men do now. Right. And so fewer children, later children, etc. Then we look to post-recession. And this is really where we saw the international shift happen. Because in the United States, when you talk about not having as many children, and people have been surveyed really since the 1970s or so, the reasons that they aren't having as many children. The number one reason is financial burden. I can't pay for it. And then when they break that down even further, especially going through the 80s and the 90s and up through today, through the 2020s, it's the cost and availability of childcare. Some people, even with, willing to pay more than their mortgage for childcare, doesn't even matter if you have the money because you can't find a spot. So that is the reality in the US. But so you would assume, okay, well, if we had more social safety nets, if we had stronger social programs, maybe people would have more kids. But looking at other countries that do have those strong social programs, especially the Nordic countries that we all that at least a working mom like me 15 years ago looked at Norway and dreamed about that world, even those countries are starting to see a decline in birth rate, and that has been post-recession. So even in Europe, Nordic countries, places where women have strong financial support from the government, they are still having fewer children.
For the same reasons you listed before, probably, right?
The biggest overall reason, and there's an awesome article that's in the New York Times, and it's from right before Mother's Day. It's from last week, and it's really a collection of the research that has been done around the country, around the world about why birth rates are going down. And they're really starting to hone in on, I really like the way they put this. I'm going to read this line. They said people are feeling too uncertain post-recession to want to have children, to make that kind of permanent decision. So there are stressors happening to the human race, to human species, and we are reacting in an evolutionary way that species have since the beginning of time. We feel anxious and uncertain overall as a people, so we are not in a place where we want to procreate. And so this kind of sums it up before they go into the research, and it says, call it the vibes theory of demographic decline. So it's a really interesting deep dive into understanding that we have this feeling, this self-preservation feeling. All species have that. We want to keep ourselves alive. And if we don't feel that we can keep ourselves alive for the long term, we are not going to bring in another life that we are responsible for.
I think it would have been. I think it would have been interesting to hear. Like, I would love to hear Lindsay's take on this because they didn't have a kid right away, right? They waited, and Lindsay, I'm sure, would have. It'd be interesting.
Lindsay, honestly, there was a while I was thinking Lindsay and Brian weren't going to, and then Charlie came along and sort of changed that. But it's interesting, Corinne.
It's really, and I think about my kids because my kids are, I guess they're Gen Z, but recession kids. I've got an 07 and an 09, and living in Elkhart County, where President Obama kept visiting us, and everybody was really excited. And I'm like, guys, he's coming here because we're a fucking
the president keeps visiting one specific spot. He does that in hurricanes.
Inflation is unemployment was so bad here. The president came.
He loves us
twice.
He does. It's like, because Elkhart County set the national record.
I remember
3 different times for 26% unemployment. It's like, guys, this is bad. Okay. So,
the RV business is down.
Yep.
Yes. And we have not learned our lesson yet. We're still going to put all of our eggs in that basket.
I got an RV from Elkhart.
There you go. See, he's helping the county.
Does.
Yeah.
Everybody does. So it is that feeling, that pressure, that outward anxiety and pressure. And this is also reflected in numbers that younger people are also having less sex. The next 2 generations,
that doesn't
Gen
sound
Z
fun.
and Gen Alpha. No. And because it is They have a lot of entertainment on their phone. They're not craving those kind
they
of
have their
connections.
Self-pleasure.
AI, they have their
They're like,
AI
I
girlfriend.
don't need a real girlfriend. I
No.
got Grok.
It's mainly just that they have distraction, right? They have
There's the
other
title.
things that they can do where they don't have to form social relationships. They don't have to form
a lot of
they can
online
scroll-
relationships.
Yeah, they can just scroll YouTube for hours or TikTok for hours. And so that is also part of it too. The anxiety and the uncertainty is
Makes
affecting
sense.
people all over the world. And that's something that we really, really need to look at. And we can kind of see the future, at least for the US, if we look at what other countries are dealing with aging populations like Japan, the oldest populations in the world.
Corinne, thanks for introducing us to MAGA Mother's Day. This is
I didn't even know that
holiday.
existed.
I love it.
And happy belated Mother's Day.
Yes, happy
Corinne.
Mother's Day. The real
Thank
one.
you.
I'm
The
glad
real one.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you had a great one. And,
It was the weather was great. We had a great time.
yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate you. It's great to see
Thanks,
you again.
guys. Good to see you too.
Hey, Corinne, next Tuesday we're off for that one
You
show.
get a week
okay?
off.
You get a week off, okay?
Oh my
I know.
gosh, what am I going to do with
I
all
know
this time?
you got 2 weeks for your next segment. Yeah, we're all we have to take that one show off. So
Okay.
So I'll
all
see you in
right.
2
well,
weeks?
I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
2
for
weeks.
for the last week of May, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
cool.
Ooh,
Thanks,
okay.
Corinne.
Take care,
Straight talk
guys.
with
See you
Corinne.
next time.
We're gonna figure out some music too. It's great to see you again.
I can't wait.
All
I
right.
can't
Thanks,
wait.
Corinne. All
That
right.
was Straight Talk with Corinne.
Yeah, we got to work on that. Like when we
John
intro
and
and outro.
Intro and outro.
Right. All right. Thanks, Corinne. Good to see you.
See you, Corinne.
All right. So let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we're going to do our deep dive into the Indianapolis Mayor's race. I know you guys have all been waiting for it.
Stay tuned.
It's going to be a slugfest. So let's start off with friends of the show. All of them are friends of the show, but Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? If so, give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-5544-LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
I just to prove it once again that this is true about John, I walked into the courtroom yesterday, had a court hearing, and who's there? John.
Every day.
The Bug Guys. Guess who's back?
Back again.
The Bug Guys are back.
Tell a friend.
The Bug
Guess
Guys,
who's
pest
back?
control.
Guess who's back?
Number one in the
Guess who's
streets
back?
and number
Guess
one in
who's
your
back?
hearts. Having insect or rodent issues, ants, spiders, bees, mice, or more? Call the Bug Guys Pest Control. No contracts, no hassles, just results. Call 219-810-7481 or find us on Facebook, The Bug Guys Pest Control. Tell the pests we're on the way.
I created a monster.
See, I love the background. I love it having you as the beat,
We were doing
as
it-
the beat
Yeah.
man.
Calumet Brewing, this bud's for you. For 150 years, Budweiser has been farmed, brewed, bottled, and enjoyed across America. Thanks to hardworking Americans and the highest quality of American farmed ingredients, we're not just made in America, we're made of America. Budweiser is also the official beer of the Chicago Cubs and will be celebrating alongside their 150th anniversary this season. Go Cubs, go! Enjoy beers and cheers for 150 years responsibly.
For decades, Ron J. Pressmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. Pressmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Pressmer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. Hablamos Espanol.
Byway Brewing. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious taproom and an outdoor patio serving its award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offers a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their amazing food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site. Just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit, let them show you that customer service is their top priority. Check out more at bywaybrewing.beer.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about something that's starting to quietly bubble under the surface in Indiana politics, and that's whether Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is seriously considering a fourth term. Now, remember, when Hogsett ran for re-election in 2022, he repeatedly called it his third and final term.
Would have been 23, right?
2023, right. Excuse me, yeah. He said it over and over again. Final term, done, curtain call. According to... What's that?
Can I ask you a quick question? Because as mayor, I'm just curious about this. Like, so...
I've never said it.
No, I know. I wasn't
I've
going to ask you that.
No, I've never said that.
I was curious when you think, because we just had primaries here, right? And so when do you think people start talking about mayor's races, city council races? Like right after the primaries, wait till November?
No.
It's already happening,
one
right?
year away.
Okay, so you think it's starting.
If you have a serious opponent, you already know who they are.
Got it. Okay.
Like, you should know, like, right now who's running against you. And if, so like Mayor Joe, obviously, that's a big job running for mayor of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back, according to an IndyStar article that just came out last week, Mayor Hogsett is openly leaving the door cracked for another run in 2027. And honestly, the article reads less like Joe wants to run again and more like Joe's looking around the room whether he could actually afford to leave, because politically, this has been a rough stretch, let's be honest, right? So Joe has two major problems facing him right now, okay? He has an ethics situation, with former chief of staff.
Kind of quieted it down, wouldn't you say? Like, I know it was hot for a while.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, but I don't know if it's quieted down. I think it just it's there. It's like damage was done.
Sure.
It's like somebody cut you and it healed a little bit, but you still got a scab.
And you could have it reopened.
Yeah, it could easily reopen.
Sure,
again.
I got you.
I don't think this is like gone away.
Fair
Okay,
enough,
so
yeah.
basically the Tom Cook scandal was Mayor Joe's former chief of staff, Tom Cook, basically sexual harassment issues and conflicts of interest tied to development deals. He was dating, I guess that's a nice word for it. Some would allege
someone that was part of a development team or something like that. I don't remember the exact. I could be getting it wrong.
No,
but
it was people in the administration. But
got it.
Yeah. So and basically, it was an ethical problem.
And people were calling for his resignation. At
Mayor
the time.
Joe fired the guy. Okay, so Tom Cook left, and then Mayor Joe's being blamed for it was like a hostile type of environment with sexual harassment.
In fact, when we were talking about that person getting kicked out of the council meeting, it was over that issue.
Right.
They were there complaining, I think, at the time.
It was one of the victims.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has this, and then when Tom Cook left, Mayor Joe and him, Tom was Mayor Joe's chief of staff, and Mayor Joe had to fire him over the hostile workplace allegations. And then when Tom Cook left, he had some development deals that were sort of sweetheart deals that he walked into the private sector and just started closing deals. And so there was some problems with that as well. And so Mayor Joe took some heat over that whole situation, the Tom Cook problem. Let's just call that a problem. Okay. So he has that problem, right? And then a second quote unquote problem that the mayor is facing right now is a lot of projects he was been talking about for a long time haven't materialized yet. Okay. So they'd be either delayed, downsized, or they're just dead. Old City Hall redevelopment, dead. City Market redevelopment, delayed. Downtown heliport and Major League Soccer stadium, basically almost dead. And remember, Joe's a legacy guy.
I agree with that.
He cares deeply about how history is going to remember him. I mean, 3-term mayor of Indy, there's a statute for a former 3-term mayor in Indy, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Mayor Joe wants to be remembered in that legacy as well. So another quote-unquote problem. So mayor's got the Tom Cook problem. He's also got this problem of he wants these legacy types of developments to be closed, And you don't want the next mayor to come in and cut the ribbon on these things that Mayor Joe's been working on,
It's true. No mayor would, and I know you don't either.
No mayor wants to do that.
So, I think the thing about Mayor Joe, right, and maybe it's also a thought that, like, hey, I don't want to go out on, like, a down note. I want to go out on an up note, right? Like, Definitely. Hey, let me put this term behind me and let me see what I can do next.
This whole term has been a bummer for Joe, honestly. And I'm sure you're right, Kevin. You don't want to leave town with the people wondering, okay, how about this? A parallel in my career. I was chairman of the party, okay, of the Lake County Democrats. I hated the job. I did not enjoy that at all. I hated everything about it, basically. And I was coming up on my first reelection, and at the time, there was a sheriff out there that was making noise about running against me and and the sheriff at the time was named John Bunchich, okay? John Bunchich was going around telling everybody who's going to run against me for chairman of the party, and he was going to beat me, and he was, rallying support against me, and I was like, this guy is not going to beat me as chairman. He can't beat me because I'm not going to let that happen in my career. So I ran for reelection just to beat him. just to beat John Bunchich. And I did. I ran for re-election. I beat him, and I quit a year later because I wanted to prove to everybody I did, man. I hated the fucking job, but I was like, there's no fucking way I'm letting this guy beat me, because then the narrative is going to be John Bunchich was more powerful than Tom McDermott, and Tom McDermott quit because he didn't want to run against him. No way. No way. I guarantee you there's some of that going on with Mayor Joe right now. Yeah. Mayor Joe, if he walks away right now, there's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh,
he couldn't win again.
Tom cooked him, right? And all these projects were dead, and like Mayor Joe couldn't get it done. Like,
I mean,
there's
it is
no
a
way,
question, right? How much damage have these issues done to Mayor Joe?
There's no way he wants that to be out on the streets. He wants to walk out on a high note. He doesn't want to walk out on a low note. There's a lot to be said about that, Kevin.
But like this headline aside, right? We're talking. This is framed from this headline, this conversation. Isn't Joe still a really popular figure down there? I mean, that's.
I think that's
he's powerful. I'll give him that.
He has a lot of money in his campaign account.
I mean, name ID off the charts. So let's call it like 80% plus.
Sure.
Like you walk up to 8 out of 10 Indianapolis residents and say, "Who's the mayor?" They're going to say Joe Hogsett. Okay, that is worth millions and millions of dollars in itself. Everybody in the city knows him, for better or for worse. Okay, he's got millions of dollars in his campaign account. Yeah. That's not easy to do, guys. Like, believe me, I raised $2.5 million running for U.S. Senate. It was like pulling teeth. You know, you got to raise enough money to beat the mayor if he runs again, which is going to take a couple million at least. And you have to imprint your name into everybody in Indianapolis's heads, like Mayor Joe's name is out there.
Yeah, and I think that's the big question for Mayor Joe, I would think, if he's going to run again. His question is, number one, his legacy. 2, does he have the funds? Yes. Does he have the name ID? Yes. Have these issues wounded Joe's political stature enough to where he would think it's not worth running because I don't want to lose?
That's for the pollsters to decide.
Yes, that's right, and the voters. So,
but there's a lot of fans of Joe in chat. I see.
Oh yeah,
I'm a fan of Joe.
We love Joe. I mean,
he's been on. I miss him.
I've known Joe for decades.
Yeah.
When you wonder why, Joe was a frequent guest on our show.
Yeah.
For years.
Yes, and
probably
one every episode.
So like probably one of the most frequent guests on Lockpod, and I love him for that. Okay, and the audience loves Mayor Joe for that, right? Because he's great guest,
great energy,
great guest, insightful, smart.
He comes with notes.
Yes.
What guest has ever come with notes?
Not many.
I mean, incredible.
By the way, okay, so now we're gonna get into the race, but so I called this, Kevin. You know I did, and I talked to the Vop Basili is the council president.
Also a longtime friend of ours.
Oh, I love Vop. I've known Vop ever since he ran for Secretary of State. I love the guy.
And you supported him in that race.
I love him. Okay, I made enemies by supporting him.
Yes, you did.
Like, for the rest of my career, people from South Bend didn't talk to me. There's a certain segment of South Bend's political circle wouldn't talk to me because I chose Vop back in 2008.
And he was a young, just on the scene
2008, I think.
It might have been, yeah.
I think it was. But anyway, so Vop's campaign is being run by Zach Brown. Yep, Zach Brown. That's the guy that ran Tom McDermott's U.S. Senate campaign.
Our buddy.
He's a Lockpotter himself. He's also a frequent guest on the show. So we have ties to the VOP campaign through Zach, right?
I mean, big ties. I mean,
big ties,
Zach
dude. I
is
freaking love
as
Zach.
tight as
if I
anyone
run
politically.
If I run statewide again, I'm sure it's going to be Zach that's my campaign manager. Right, Kev?
Yeah. I mean, that's where we'd go to first.
So, like,
rock in a hard place.
Yeah,
always,
man. Already.
Tom McDermott.
yeah, exactly.
So we have Zach running VOP's campaign.
Yep.
All right. And so I was talking to Zach a while ago, and they were just like, yeah, VOP's going to be running for sure because Mayor Joe's definitely not running again. He said it was his third and final term, and I was like,
sure.
I said this well over a year ago to Zach. I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just don't see it, man. I don't see Mayor Joe walking away from this. I'll be honest with you. I was talking a long time ago about this.
Mayor Joe did say, though, it was his final. I mean, he said it. I mean, I get.
He did.
I know.
But he's also out there raising money. It's like, why are you raising money if you're walking away, right?
And Mayor Joe is a prolific fundraiser.
Yeah, he's got millions. I don't know how much he has.
I think $1 million, I heard.
Okay.
So.
I bet you it's more than that.
Okay.
Because Mayor Joe, and by the way, like, he could snap his fingers and raise another $1 million, right? Because he's powerful, like we said earlier. So we got VOP out there. VOP is the current council president. I think he's in the same camp as Mayor Joe, like, so to speak. They support each other. Like, but now VOP's out there announced that he's running for mayor.
And
right?
Mayor Joe has not announced, by the way.
I agree.
Okay.
But Mayor Joe's raising money, and then you see these articles coming out saying Mayor Joe's weighing a fourth term, and I'm sure VOP is sitting there like, what the hell? What the hell is going on, dude? I'm like, I'm trying to run for mayor here. And the thing is, okay, so let's say there was somebody in Hammond trying to run for mayor, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was toying with this idea like, maybe I will run for another term. That just takes all the money off the table because there's no way they're going to donate to a challenger against the mayor. So when Mayor Joe's out there raising money
and hasn't said anything,
all the vacuum of all the money goes towards the mayor, and there's nothing left on the table for the challengers.
I'd be curious to hear from Zach if he's feeling that.
I don't know if Zach would be honest with you in this regard because he's a campaign manager. Sure. He can't be completely. But I mean, I'm not trying to disparage Zach. I love Zach, right? But like, he has a job to do too. He's not going to be like, yeah, dude, we're having a lot of trouble raising money right now.
I would just be curious if they are having trouble raising money, if he attributes it to this issue. Which
I wish he would be. I wish he could be.
Come on, Zach, put it in chat, Zach.
Yeah. I mean,
well, we're gonna get him on the show. We got to get all these people on the show.
Yeah.
So we got Vapasili. By the way, John, I agree. We're gonna get all three of these candidates on Lockpod because Mayor Joe runs, friend of the show.
Sure. Yeah.
Vapasili is a friend of the show, and Andrea Hundley, who I'm going to get to in a second, is a friend of us anyway, and I'm sure she's a friend of the show. But Vapasili, first off, has been around Indiana politics forever. Smart guy, polished, strong ties to the community. He's been methodically building relationships for years and clearly believes it's his time. And then you have Senator Andrea Hundley, who represents a newer generation of Indianapolis Democratic politics. She's a former teacher, so she's education focused. She's progressive, tied in with that crowd. She's energetic and very well connected with grassroots activists and younger Democratic voters. But if Hogsett jumps in, everything changes overnight, right? Because now it's not just an open seat race anymore. Now it becomes, do Democrats really want to fire the sitting mayor of Indianapolis? It's a completely different political calculation.
Yeah, and I was just going to say I had an opportunity to meet and talk and get to know a little bit Senator Hundley at the DNC in 2024, and she is definitely somebody that you could see making a splash. So it's going to be a very interesting race, if it's a three-way race or if it's a two-way race. So we're going to follow it, and I hope we can get everybody on Lockpod.
The crazy part of this is Hogsett may not even need to officially run to maintain power. One of the political experts quoted in this article made a really smart point. By simply keeping the possibility open, like Mayor Joe's doing right now, Mayor Joe continues controlling the conversations. Because the candidates still have to court him. He's the mayor of Indianapolis. Donors still have to respect him.
Like you said, right? That's exactly what you were saying.
He's the mayor of Indianapolis. He's going to be building bridges and roads and all these. So the donors have to respect him. The party still revolves around him. As long as he doesn't say, I'm not running again. As soon as he comes out and says, I'm not running, all the attention focuses on VOP and Andrea, right?
Yep.
But as long as Mayor Joe's out there doing what he's doing right now, which is being coy, like the whole world revolves around Mayor Joe.
Yeah, and just so people know, there's no requirement to declare you're running till the deadline, which is next February. Not that Mayor Joe would wait that long, but I'm just saying, just from a legal standpoint, it's next February. Right. You have to declare.
Someone in chat said David Bride also announced.
Yeah, he's another candidate in there.
There you go.
I don't know him as much. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. I really just don't know enough about the guy.
Marion County Democratic Party official and union leader.
Okay, there you go. So, there you go. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. I know that the other three candidates. That's the only reason we talked about them. So I apologize.
So David also running.
Maybe
we'll have him on.
We're gonna get David on the show as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's an interesting development. And mayor races are starting to take shape across the state right now. And Indianapolis, obviously the biggest city in the state, is no exception. So.
All right. Have you announced yet?
I have not.
All right. We're going to leave. That's another thing for Lockpod. Think about that. We're going to see, will Mayor Tom announce?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're saving it for Lockpod.
Yeah, that's
Season
right.
18, 19,
20.
Maybe I'll just stay silent here and just...
Willie?
Yes.
So speaking of mayors, and we have done
we're
this
on the topic
before,
of mayors.
and on the topic of mayors, we have another candidate.
I love
Mayor of the Year candidate.
Oh, I'm sure this mayor fucked up good.
Peoria Heights, Illinois mayor.
All right, we got a local boy.
This gentleman's name is Mayor Matt Wigington. Mayor Matt Wigington. Peoria Heights is like a suburb of Peoria, I believe, and he was found after an event.
Wow.
He's 42.
42 years old.
Yep.
And there's a nice picture of him here at the WCBU studios in Peoria. He was found in his car resting. according to his.
I rest in my car all the time.
According to his lawyer. But here's some video of showing
what time was he resting?
It was in the evening sometime. I think there's a time on there, John. What does it say on the Axon video camera there?
It doesn't say.
1740. Okay.
Yeah, 5:40. 1740. It says that's military time, guys.
That should be 5:40. That's early.
I
Maybe
don't
that's
see
wrong.
17 is 5 in the afternoon.
Sure, but it didn't. I don't know if it says that. It might be the date.
Yeah.
Okay.
2:40.
2:40. Oh,
is that AM?
Must
no,
be.
That's
If it's
2:40 a.m.
0240 is
okay. So he's
2:40 in the
resting in his car in a parking garage at 2:40 a.m. Who doesn't do that, right?
This goes for a little bit, and I would love to play it through the time where they get him
Marissa,
out of the car.
I'm gonna go to a parking garage and take a nap.
I'm tired.
I'm a little tired.
All right.
Yeah, that's no problem, honey.
Just tell me when to stop.
Yeah, and then we might want to play some more of it because when he gets out of the car,
this is 2:40 a.m. in the morning in a parking garage, and
Peoria.
the mayor of Peoria Heights is dead asleep in his car. So I'll let
resting, Tom, resting.
And all of this is allegedly.
Correct.
No, this is the body cam. This is not allegedly. This is.
Well, I don't know if I'm reading the time right. It says 2:40, but is that AM?
Who knows?
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Oh,
he is sleeping on his steering wheel.
All right.
Charles over here. Sir.
Yeah, you want to talk with that jizz off?
Can I get your Can you lean back for me?
Yeah, you want to talk to Sophie?
Who's Sophie?
Person right here in the driver's license, not just in a driver's license.
Mr. Mayor Wigington.
That's it.
Hi.
He knows
how are
it's
you?
the mayor.
Remember me?
The horn.
Yeah,
John
how you
Harris.
doing? Good to
Hey,
see
can you
you.
sit back for me, please?
Yeah.
What's going on tonight, man?
These people are talking to the driver's license.
Okay.
Dude.
Where'd you come from?
Dan Pelfrey.
Okay. Can you?
Sounds like must be a cool place in
Do
Peoria.
you have your driver's license?
Yeah.
Can I have it, please?
Driving right now.
You are. Well, you're in a vehicle. Okay.
Not with the driver's license in the vehicle.
Okay. I know, but you're in a vehicle, and I want to make sure that you're okay. I know who you are. Can you
Okay.
just work with me, okay?
Here he comes. This is good. He's getting it out. Let's see what he's getting out of his wallet. Here we go. Is that your driver's license, Mayor?
I don't need your debit card.
Nope.
Oh shit.
I don't need your. No. Okay.
Yeah,
The
man,
fire
he's
department's
hurt.
going to check you out. Okay.
This is good. This is good. You got just a little bit here.
okay.
Yeah, just play
let it play
yeah,
a little
play
bit.
it. Play it. Play it.
Okay. All right.
Because he answers the question. Here.
Hey, where are you going?
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Where are we right now?
Where
Tell
are
me.
we?
Where are we right now?
Shit.
Dude.
All right.
Hey, do me a favor, too.
What do you need from me?
I need you to take your hands out your pocket to begin with. Okay?
Oh boy.
Now, you asked me where we are, and I told you to tell me, so where are we?
I'm asking you. What do you need from me?
Okay.
What do you need from
Tell me
me?
where you're at.
Jeez, oh Pete, man.
Dude.
That's not just
So
alcohol. That is
he
not
is
just alcohol. That's alcohol and
gone.
pills. Alcohol and pills. I'm calling
I
it
think
right
it
now.
could be just
Allegedly.
alcohol.
I'm calling it right now.
could
Alcohol and pills.
So his attorney,
It's like you don't. Come on, man. That guy's out of his freaking mind. You don't,
maybe just drowsy. He could have been there for like 3 hours.
dude.
And you wake
alcohol
up
and
Kevin's
drunk.
thinking from
alcohol
a defense
and pills.
attorney.
I'm telling you, alcohol and pills.
He was booked into the Peoria County Jail and later released pending court proceedings. His attorney argued that Wigington was not actively driving, that the vehicle
That's a really
was
good
parked
point. He's
and
not
not
driving.
running,
Nope.
and that the keys
Doesn't
were
work, John.
allegedly in his jacket pocket.
Well, that's interesting, Kevin, because when I practiced law back in the day, you had to have keys in the ignition to get in trouble.
It's changed
right?
a bit.
Because now you don't need keys in the ignition anymore. You just need keys in the car to start it.
In
right?
Illinois, the DUI law can apply if someone is considered in, quote, actual physical control of a vehicle, even if it's not moving. The attorney for the mayor called police action deplorable for arresting him. Defense attorney Kevin Sullivan said Wigington was at a civic-related event at the Père Marquette Hotel for about 5 hours that night and decided to take a nap. When he got to his car, he wasn't feeling especially well and decided just to close his eyes. Sullivan said, adding there's no evidence he had driven or was planning to drive in that condition. I think
He's probably going to get away with this.
well, we'll see.
It sounds like it
With
to
the
me.
DUI.
I think it's so. This is
If you were going to sleep in a car, you'd go in the back seat or in the passenger seat, right, Kevin?
to lay down. Yeah.
If you're going to sleep
more
in a car and
comfortable
you're
than-
fucked up, no, because then if you're in the passenger seat, clearly you're not in control of the car. right?
Yeah,
Which
true.
means you're not going to get the DUI.
And the state would maybe argue that if you had the keys, you were in control of the car.
But if you're in the passenger seat,
less
you wouldn't
evidence.
be.
Less
If you're in the
evidence of
back
that.
seat, even better.
Correct.
But like if you're in the driver's seat, it's harder to make that argument.
If you put
'cause
yourself in the trunk, even less. But yeah.
I'm not going to put myself in the damn trunk. If
Okay.
I was trying to avoid an ODub, I would get in the back seat then, or
And lay
I'd get
down.
into the passenger seat. Right?
Can we
call an Uber?
I got to tell you this chat from a former Chicago police officer.
Okay.
Yes.
John Bowditch.
Okay.
Right? Is former.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Retired.
And I was just thinking this, that we don't know the political dynamics of this mayor and his police department.
We do not.
Okay. Here and oddly enough, John just posted this in chat. Obviously, those coppers didn't like him. I'm sure they ran the plate before approaching the car.
Probably true.
Interesting.
But like, okay,
So that's interesting.
I wouldn't go to sleep in him in public. I get it. I wouldn't.
True.
I wouldn't want to put myself in that position.
Right.
Like I'm just going to crash at Wolf Lake here.
Well,
You know?
I would think. Okay, so here's what I would think. Who did you go to the party with? Was it like your chief of staff?
point.
Was it your like? And if you
Yeah,
you weren't looking good, or you
Yeah.
weren't feeling good, or you're walking out
Dude.
and they're like, man, the mayor's looking
Yes. He is
drunk, or he's
gone.
Right.
like, you'd be like, Mayor, we're gonna get you a ride.
Totally agree.
Mayor, we're gonna get you an Uber.
If
I'm
he
gonna
has
make sure you
people-
get home.
Dude, I would have people that would take care of me if I ever put myself in that situation. I know
Agree.
I would.
Yeah.
I know I would. I would have people watching out for me if I was ever in that situation. Kevin, you've known me for a long time. However, how often have you seen me in
I
that?
have not seen you in that situation.
Maybe
I've
one
seen
time
other
in Vegas.
people-
Maybe one time in Vegas.
Maybe.
Right. I don't get like that.
Oh.
I never do.
I just had to think about it for a
Yeah.
second.
Well,
I
he's not
never
just-
never
yeah.
get like that.
Rarely.
I don't really drink that much either.
And I wouldn't think you usually leave public events that you go to alone. I mean, like, generally you don't.
Dude,
I mean, like,
have you ever seen me at a public event at 2 a.m?
no.
Like I'd be
I've
home
never,
by
and by the
10.
way, I've never seen you at a public event for 5 hours, which is what this was.
That's insane.
Right.
What kind of mayor is he?
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out.
I'm telling you right now, he was on pills. There's no doubt in my mind. That's just Tom McDermott making speculation. That was alcohol.
We're not
mixed
saying that
with pills.
factually at all. It's
Alcohol
just
and pills. That's
just
that's
your-
my theory. He's a mayor too. I could say. shit.
Wigginton's lawyer said they expect him to be cleared and criticized police discretion in the arrest. Sullivan said Wigginton refused a breathalyzer test on the scene and was taken to the hospital for evaluation, which the attorney described as inexplicable before being taken into custody. We'll follow it. He's up for Mayor of the Year on Lockpod. He's
Yeah,
one of the-
definitely. I love it when mayors, mayor of the year.
Oh, wow. There's only 5,000 people of that.
Yeah, small
Peoria Heights?
small city. Peoria Heights.
I
small
wish
area.
I wish him well. Clearly, he was pretty messed up.
Yeah,
He
glad he
was
didn't hurt
definitely-
anybody and
he
he
was
was in his
definitely
car.
wasted.
So
I would honestly, if I was his lawyer, though, I'd be sort of excited about that case. I think
agree.
that it's winnable.
Yep.
I think John
It's
would
like
say
he
it's
was doing
winnable.
he was doing a responsible thing.
And Bowditch that's a very interesting point that Bowditch puts out there because
I think it's winnable. I think the criminal case is a. I think
it's-
he's going to end up walking like he's not going to get an ODub.
it definitely wasn't reckless driving.
Right.
So I don't know what it is.
Whose side is Bowditch on? Because now he put possibly a diabetic. He's like providing defense.
Yeah, good.
must
Bowditch
like
should go to
this
law
dude.
school.
Bowditch
Bowditch
is
should go to
like-
law school.
Bowditch
He's
has
seen
heard
it all.
He
You
has
don't think he
seen
hasn't
it
seen
all.
it all in the streets of Chicago, man? I mean, like,
Bowditch should be zooming in right now talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
before we take off, I did want to at least address, speaking of statues of people, there was this
We
beautiful.
were speaking about statues of people.
Well, you were saying there was a statue of a mayor in Indianapolis for 3 terms.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good call.
So
I was going back.
Yeah, I'm just linking things up through the show.
What was that? Mayor Goldsmith. Right?
Mayor, yeah.
Mayor Goldsmith is the one they have a statue after. I'm pretty sure.
And now
actually
in
gold.
Doral, California, right outside the Trump Doral, where they had the Cadillac Open just a couple weeks ago, there is a 22-foot gold statue, like the golden calf statue of our president, with his fist in the air. It was built.
I thought that was AI. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think
I
that
was
real.
hoping it was AI when I first saw it. By
That's
the way.
real?
Yes.
It's in Mar-a-Lago.
No, it's in Doral.
Okay.
I think it's called Doral.
Trump's
That's what I
other
would
golf
say.
course.
His other, yes.
Where is that? Is that in New Jersey?
I want to
No,
say
it's
it's closer
Florida.
to Miami.
Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A large gold-colored statue of Donald Trump was recently unveiled at Trump National Doral, Miami, in the Miami area. The statue is nicknamed Don Colossus.
Yeah.
Report says it stands 22 feet tall, including its base, weighs several tons, and depicts Trump raising his fist, referencing the moment after the 2024 assassination attempt. It was built with $450,000, backed by supporters connected to the Dollar Patriot cryptocurrency project.
Oh no.
Yes, the unveiling ceremony happened on May 7th and included remarks from evangelical pastor Mark Burns, who described the statue as symbolizing resilience and patriotism. Critics online and in the media compared it to an idol worshiping. This is interesting. This was going around.
Yeah.
There's a guy in a hat there who had been identified on some media outlets as Brock Pierce, who said that he cut the ribbon for the golden statue. Brock Pierce was a close friend of Jeffrey Epstein's, and he emailed him in a 2012 email that he had, quote, a great time with the girls.
Wow.
So, congratulations, Mr. President, on the statue.
Yeah.
22 feet tall.
It reminds me of the Saddam Hussein statue that was eventually pulled down.
Oh, with a cable.
We'll pull that one down one day. That will not stand more than a decade.
Interesting.
That's my plus or minus.
That's privately owned.
It's on his private
Yeah, somebody will pull it down.
No one dares now. But
yeah, no, somebody will pull it down.
Someday.
That thing ain't gonna stand. So,
well, that's what's going on in Trump world.
Wow,
the IU and the
what a show.
and the statue.
What a show! We took you all over. We took you all over the place. We talked about Hobart, talked about IU, straight talk, talked about moms.
Talk about MAGA Mom Day.
MAGA Mom Day. We went to Indianapolis. Peoria Heights.
Man,
and
all around the Midwest.
Yeah,
and then Florida.
This is like a news show.
Like medium quality entertainment
This is
at
like
its best.
It's like a news show.
It's actually a news show.
It's like a news show. I mean, it's like potato chips. They're good in small doses. If you eat too many of them, though, it's not healthy for you. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Dietary advice from Mayor Tom.
That's right, babe. So anyway, appreciate you all. Thanks for Corinne coming in. Happy belated Mother's Day to Corinne, and thanks Johnny Vez. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We're gonna be back on Friday for another episode 6, and then we're taking one episode off. So we're gonna be off on Tuesday, and we'll be back. So we're gonna be on Friday, and then again on Friday. So we're taking one show off. That's all I got. You got anything else, Kev?
No, I was just curious. Maybe if you could give us an update on how Lindsay's first Mother's Day was, and of course Eileen's.
It was lovely. Little Ezra came over. I got to hold him for a little bit. But Marissa and I were in Chicago. We got back, and I didn't get to see Charlie. But
how's Ezra doing?
He's a cutie. He's super small still. He's probably not even 10 pounds. He's just super small.
That's great.
He's very, very cute. He's like perfect.
Keep us updated, Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay's she's been putting more pictures out.
That's
Obviously
great.
I don't put pictures out, but
Yes.
she has one with the baby's back to the camera. And it's
Cute.
her. Yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
It's crazy to see Lindsay as a mom.
I love it. I think she's going to be a great mom.
No, she is going to be a great mom. It's just crazy to see. It's like she looks differently now.
Mm-hmm.
I see her and she looks different.
It is an
She's
event
got
that
the-
changes your life.
She's got the mom look now. It's funny. I've never seen that in Lindsay before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like even in pictures she looks different.
The notorious
She's
LMP.
Not anymore.
Mom.
She's mom. Notorious MOM. Notorious
That's
MOM.
great. Well, good.
So,
I'm glad she's doing well.
yeah,
We miss her.
Anyway, we miss her a lot. Maybe she'll be back in season 19.
I'm saying she will. I think she's going to make an appearance in season 18.
Hopefully.
That's my bet.
Well, maybe as a guest, but she's a little busy right now.
She is.
Anyway, great seeing y'all. Great talking to y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for doing everything. Subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, all that stuff. That's good for the show. Hating on is
all
fine
of it,
too.
yeah.
It's all good for the show. So we'll see you guys on Friday for episode 6. We love you all. Lock Pod's out. Take care, everybody.